We have a few more props in terms of setup. As I said, if you have a home chair, a chair would be useful, or you don't, even just a normal chair is fine. So I have set up 4 blankets here, and also so I have a few thick blankets. There are Iyengar Yoga blankets that are available, so you can look for them. And if you practice, then these are quite essential, especially if you're doing a longer hold and more variations. So that is the only way we do it. Otherwise, it puts too much pressure on our neck when we hold for longer periods of time. So I've set up the blankets. I've also put a blanket on the floor, if you notice, and I haven't put the sticky mat here. This is important to realize because you want your head not to be stuck in this process. So you can put a blanket because you also don't want the back of your head on a hard floor. And first you can do a little testing. So I'm going to sit on the edge of this blanket and see if my feet go underneath the seat of the chair. Because if it is very close and it goes far, that means when I swing my legs will fall off. But if I kind of place them in the center, then I know my feet, I will have some room. Anyway, all this will become clear once you do it. So you need to sit on the edge of the blanket. You need to see that when your legs are straight, they are just directly underneath your chair. Now, I set up my blanket nice and smooth. Also, sometimes the flipping of the sticky mat really helps because it helps you to ground your elbows. So as I've done, I've kept the blankets on the edge of the blanket, and then I take my sticky mat and I fold it over. So it gives me an additional, I want to make it nice and smooth, leverage for my elbows. Okay, so let's start. You can keep your belt. Okay, one more thing. It's often very difficult for a lot of us to swing from here, especially because the height of the support is quite high. So if you have an additional cushion or a blanket, we have bolsters. I will show you how to put a bolster. So I'm going to bring my bolster. So I can keep my bolster here. So that way it's easier for me to roll. So I keep my belt in my hand. I keep it on my shoulder. I sit on the bolster and then I go back. Please look to your right and left to see there's equal distance. Then you can move anything which is obstructing your hair. Again, lift the back of your neck, slowly go down till the head is down. Once you're here in the pose, again, I move my rubber band away. Have a quick look. Your shoulders are still within this. Now, as I said, you can bend your knees and throw the legs back. Now, once the legs are back, this is why we kept some space. You need to walk your legs. So your hip, this is my shoulder. My hip has to go a little bit more forward. Then I take my belt and I first roll the belt, turn the palms out and extend, press my toes into the chair and lift the thighs. Again, I adjust my belt a little bit more. It has to come up to the upper arms, not at the elbow joint. Then spend a little time to tuck your shoulders in and really stretch the palms. Turn the palms out. Now, once you're here in the pose, lift the outer hips. Lift the side chest. Press your toes into the chair. Lift the thighs. Move the dorsal spine in. Now, once you've got this lift, you can easily hold your back. And then you can stay in halasana. Then from here, we're going to practice lifting one leg up. So press your toes and start by lifting your right leg straight up. Watch your left hip, lift it and stretch the leg. Now bring your leg down. Ekapada Sarvangasana. Lift your left leg up. Watch your right outer hip. Keep it lifting. Stretch your leg. Bring it back down. Once more. Press your elbows. Lift the back. Lift your right leg up. Buttock in. Take your right leg down. Lift your left leg up. Stretch it.
and also your right thigh. Now bring it down. Now let's see if you can bring both your legs up. Again, reset your shoulders. See that your elbows are firm. Now start by lifting your right leg. Lengthen it and suck the left leg up and lift it up. And then you're in Sarvangasana. Straighten your legs, keep the buttocks in. The height really helps us to lift our back much more. Of course, if you don't have props, then you have to do this without all this. But ideally, this is the way it's done. Knees tight, buttocks in, legs straight. Use the hands to lift the back. The belt also helps because it makes sure your elbows don't go out to the right or the left. It takes a bit of getting used to, for sure, but once you start practicing, it does become easier. Straighten your legs, lift the back with the help of your legs. Now, slowly, one leg at a time, take it down. You can take the belt out. Again, you can stretch your arms, draw the shoulders down, and hold your back. If you are a bit more open, you can see if it's possible for you to take your feet down, lifting the thighs. But if it's not possible, keep your legs high. Yeah, so you have two choices. Stay in halasana. Legs straight, press your toes. You have to work your legs because that's what creates the extension of the spine. Especially the quadricep muscles have to be tight, going into the hip. Now the next one is Karna Pindasana. So here what we do is we start to bring our legs down. If you cannot take your knees down more than this, you can even press the tops of the feet on the seat of the chair, moving the knees on either side of your ears and hold yourself here. So your knees separate and they go this way. If you're able to take your feet down, you can take your feet down. And it's the pressure of your thighs close that helps us to lift our back. So hug in tight. So move the thighs back to the chest. So it helps you to lift your back more. Yeah, so it's the work of the thighs. Karna Pindasana. Karna is the ear, and here we kind of go into this closed space. It's a good extension for the spine. Now to come up, you can straighten your legs in halasana, place your hands at the back, bend your knees. Hopefully you have some bolster as well, so it should help you to come up. Now don't move too much. Stay where you are for a short while.